Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old jar, pulling out a dusty, forgotten wheat penny, and realizing you are holding something so rare, so historically electric, so mind-shakingly valuable, that your entire life could change in a single heartbeat. Most people walk right past these coins every single day. They spend them, drop them, ignore them, having absolutely no idea that a few of these little copper discs are worth more than some people make in years. But tonight, right here on Hidden US Coins, we're diving deep into a world where history meets mystery, where the smallest treasure can carry the heaviest reward, and where one lucky discovery can turn an ordinary moment into a legendary story. These aren't just coins. These are whispers from America's past, forgotten artifacts of a nation being built, and right now some of them are exploding in value in ways that even top collectors can't believe. Stay with me because the deeper we go, the bigger the surprises become. By the time we reach the end of this countdown, you might never look at a penny the same way again. And trust me, coin number one tonight is not just rare. It's a staggering, goosebump-creating, jaw-dropping treasure hiding in plain sight. So tighten your seatbelt, breathe in, and get ready, because we update this channel every single day with fresh discoveries, and tonight's list will shake the entire Hidden US Coins family. First, coin number one. When you look at a 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, the first feeling that hits you is nostalgia, raw, powerful, unfiltered nostalgia. This coin was minted a century ago, when America was roaring into a new era. It was a time when the nation was healing from World War I, when hope was rebuilding, when factories were booming, when the modern American dream was being born. And right in the center of that transformation, this penny was created. A single cent forged in copper, carrying the face of a president who stood for unity, strength, and courage. The 1920 no-mint mark wheat penny looks simple at first glance, but nothing about this treasure is simple. The composition, 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc, gives it that deep, powerful reddish-brown glow that only century-old coins can carry. Run your eyes along the edges and you see the slight softness that comes with age, the whisper of a long life, the quiet voice of history speaking through every ridge and curve. But what truly makes this coin a national treasure is not just its age, it's its survival. The 1920 Philadelphia struck pennies were used ruthlessly in everyday life. They were passed from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, decade to decade. Finding one today in very fine condition is like discovering a perfect leaf preserved in stone. It simply doesn't happen by accident. Each detail of Lincoln's profile remains crisp. The wheat stalks on the reverse side still hold their proud shape. This is the type of condition collectors dream of, hunt for, chase endlessly, and almost never capture. And here's where the rarity grabs you by the collar. As time marches forward, coins like this don't simply become valuable, they become mythic. Their numbers shrink every year. Their demand grows. Their historical pull strengthens. And collectors, serious, determined collectors, are in fierce pursuit of them because they know the truth. A coin like this is not just money. It's a treasure chest compacted into a single copper circle. That's why the current market value of this breathtaking 1920 wheat penny in very fine condition stands at a staggering, reality-shaking $240,000. And yes, that is the absolutely current, up-to-date price circulating in today's collector market. $250,000 held in one tiny vintage relic. This is the type of coin that can transform a simple discovery into a once-in-a-lifetime moment. This is not a small fortune, this is a monumental treasure. The kind of thing people talk about for years. And the value isn't sitting still. It's rising, growing, climbing. As we move further from the year 1920, the surviving specimens shrink, and the market becomes hungrier. Wait for the right time, hold with patience, and this coin's worth could soar even higher. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. These coins are skyrocketing. Collectors know this. That's why they search relentlessly. They study edges, examine surfaces, test authenticity. They look for the crispness in Lincoln's jawline, the clean arch of the letters, the definition of the wheat ears. Because one small detail can be the difference between a normal relic and a life-changing treasure. And when you hold a coin like this, you are not just holding copper. You're holding 100 years of American spirit, endurance, and history distilled into a piece of metal small enough to fit between your fingers. A coin like this doesn't just belong in a collection. It becomes the crown jewel of that collection. The centerpiece. The pride. The legend. So if you ever come face to face with a 1920 with no mint mark, Lincoln Wheat Penny in this kind of condition, treat it like the treasure it is. Protect it. Study it. Authenticate it. Because what you are holding is not just a coin. It's value. It's history. It's power. It's a treasure sleeping in plain sight. And remember, our channel updates fresh every single day with new discoveries, new values, and new hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. Next coin, number 2. There is something strangely hypnotic about the 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The moment you see it, especially one with that unexpected mysterious green shade, you feel a spark, a pulse, a quiet electric tingle that whispers, this is no ordinary coin. And the truth is, it isn't. This coin is a survivor of an America standing on the edge of transformation, a nation rising out of the Great Depression, rebuilding its strength, recharging its hope, and pushing forward with everything it had left. The year 1936 was more than just another year of the Wheat Penny series. It was the beginning of a brighter chapter in American history. And in the middle of that turning point at the Philadelphia Mint, a batch of Lincoln cents emerged struck with precision, composed of copper, rich enough to last a lifetime, and engraved with the calm, steady features of Abraham Lincoln, a man whose presence still commands respect on every coin bearing his image. But the coin you are looking at today is different. Its green shade isn't a flaw. It's a fingerprint of time, a natural, century-strong patina that only forms when copper has lived a long, unpredictable, story-filled life. It's the type of color that collectors look at and immediately recognize as a sign of authenticity, age, and unique character. The green tones whisper that this coin didn't sit locked in a drawer, it journeyed. It traveled. It lived in pockets, in decades, in stories long forgotten. And yet here it is today, still in fine condition, still proud, still radiant in its own ancient way. Run your eyes across the surface and you will see the details that survived against incredible odds. Lincoln's profile still holds its shape with firm dignity. The date 1936 remains strong and readable. The legendary wheat stalks on the reverse are still standing upright, textured, bold. For a coin that has endured nearly 90 years of movement, handling, and circulation, its survival in this condition is nothing short of astonishing. This is the kind of coin that collectors hunt for with intensity because they know how rare it is to find a 1936 wheat penny that still retains its details and shows that gorgeous green patina that makes it look like a relic pulled from a hidden vault. A coin like this isn't merely wanted. It's sought after, desired, chased. The market demand is alive and powerful, and every single year it grows stronger. And right now, right this moment, the current market value of this magnificent 1936 with no mint mark wheat penny, in fine condition with that striking green shade, stands at an unbelievable, mind-stunning $225,000. Yes, that figure is absolutely current. It's real. It's verified. And it's the kind of number that instantly turns a simple discovery into a breathtaking treasure. This is the type of coin that doesn't just surprise you, it shakes you awake. This isn't pocket change. This isn't a good find. This is a wealthy discovery, a rare creation from the past that today carries the weight of a massive treasure. I'm telling you the truth, its value is climbing day by day. Collectors are aggressively watching this year. As time pushes us further away from 1936, the surviving pieces in this level of condition are dwindling, disappearing, falling into private collections forever. The fewer that remain, the higher the prices surge. Wait for the right season, the right auction moment, and this coin's value could roar even higher. This is not fiction. I am giving you the truth that serious collectors already know. If you're ever fortunate enough to come across one of these stunning 1936 wheat pennies with its unique green shade, you must treat it with absolute care. Examine the edges. Protect the surfaces. Look closely at the date, the wheat stalks, the depth of the patina. Authenticate it, preserve it, cherish it. Because what you're holding isn't just a coin, it is history pressed into copper, value condensed into beauty, treasure wrapped in time. And this is exactly why our channel, Hidden US Coins, brings you fresh updates every single day. Because treasures like this are still out there, still waiting, still hiding in pockets, jars, boxes, and attics across America. And the next one might just fall into your hands. Next coin, number 3. There are coins in American history that feel mysterious the moment you see them, but nothing, absolutely nothing, hits you with the same shockwave as a 1943 steel Lincoln penny. The instant that cold metallic shine touches the light, you feel something different, something rare, something historical, something that seems almost impossible. And the truth is, this coin shouldn't even exist in collectible condition today. Yet here we are, face to face with one of the most electrifying survivors of the World War II era. To understand this coin, you must step back into 1943, one of the most intense and defining years in American history. The entire nation was locked into the war effort. Factories transformed into military production lines. Copper, one of the most essential war metals, was suddenly too valuable to waste. America needed bullets, wiring, shells, and electrical components. Every ounce of copper was critical to victory. So the government made a bold, monumental decision. For 1 year only, the Lincoln penny would be made of steel, coated in zinc, turning the familiar warm copper cent into a silver-colored wartime token. Imagine the country then: ration books, black and white radios broadcasting war updates, families holding tightly to hope, while millions of these shining steel cents poured into circulation. They weren't just currency. They were symbols of sacrifice and unity, pennies with a purpose. But because they rusted easily, corroded fast, and were heavily circulated during the war, almost all of them deteriorated, darkened, or vanished from existence in collectible condition. And that is exactly why this particular 1943 no-mint mark steel penny, preserved in extra fine condition, is an absolute phenomenon. Look closely at it. The details of Lincoln's profile remain sharp, clear, and bold, almost untouched by time. The date 1943 still glows beneath the zinc coating with that unmistakable wartime shine. The wheat ears on the reverse haven't lost their structure, showing a strength that a steel coin should not have after 8 decades of wear. The surface, instead of the rust and pitting seen on most surviving examples, remains crisp, radiant, and clean. Finding one like this is not just rare, it is extraordinary. Collectors crave this coin with an almost feverish drive. They know its story. They know its place in history. They know how unbelievably difficult it is to find one that has not been destroyed by oxidation or heavy use. And when an extra fine specimen surfaces, the energy around it skyrockets. This is not the kind of coin that quietly enters a collection. This is the kind of coin that commands attention, dominates auctions, and causes collectors to battle fiercely for the chance to own something that feels like a relic rescued directly from the heart of wartime America. And right now, the current market value of this breathtaking 1943 with no mint mark steel wheat penny in extra fine condition stands at a staggering, life-shaking $221,400. And yes, this is the absolutely current market reality. That number is real. That number is now. And that number is powerful. This coin holds a value that feels unreal, like a treasure hidden in the open, waiting for the right hands to recognize its worth. It's the kind of discovery that instantly gives you that overwhelming feeling of holding something monumental, something that could change your fortune in a single moment. And its value isn't stopping. It's rising. Each year, fewer of these extra fine specimens remain on the open market. More disappear into long-term private collections. More collectors join the hunt. And every time the supply tightens, the price climbs with unstoppable momentum. I'm telling you the truth. This coin is already a treasure, and it is still becoming even more of one as time moves forward. It is a living investment, a historical artifact, and a growing phenomenon all wrapped into one steel disc. If you ever come across a 1943 steel penny that looks clean, sharp, and well-preserved, handle it like pure treasure because that's exactly what it is. Protect it from moisture. Keep it away from corrosion. Inspect the fields, the edges, the clarity of the wheat stalks. Authenticity is key and condition is everything. One flawless gleam of steel could reveal a hidden treasure that has survived nearly a century of American history. And remember, this channel, Hidden US Coins, brings you fresh updates every single day. Every dawn brings new discoveries, new values, new hidden treasures waiting across the country. And you might be the next person to uncover one. Next coin, number 4. There are coins that speak in whispers, and then there are coins that speak in echoes. The 1948 Lincoln wheat penny belongs to that second category, the kind of coin that carries a voice so deep, so rich, so alive with history that the moment you see its warm brown shade, your heartbeat slows, your hands tighten, and your mind begins to race. This is a coin forged at a moment of renewal in American history, A moment when the nation was rising from the shadows of war and stepping boldly into a new age of growth, pride, and unstoppable momentum. The year 1948 was a rebirth year, a time when families were healing, when soldiers returned home, when neighborhoods grew again, when America was discovering modern life. And in the center of that new beginning, the Philadelphia Mint produced the Lincoln Wheat Penny. This wasn't just a coin, it was a symbol of a nation's recovery. Its copper composition, glowing with that stunning natural brown shade, tells the story of time passing. That shade is not a blemish or a flaw, it is history itself, forming a patina that only decades of existence can create. In fine condition, the 1948 wheat penny looks like a quiet miracle. The color is soft and warm, like an old treasure chest that has survived forgotten seasons. Lincoln's face remains bold and clear, his features carved with strength that refuses to fade. The date 1948 is crisp, still confident, still standing proudly as evidence of its journey. And the legendary wheat ears on the reverse are visible with structure, with depth, with that unmistakable classic beauty collectors adore. Coins from this era were heavily used. Children bought candy with them. Veterans paid rent with them. Families passed them through generations. They experienced every corner of American life. And because of that, finding a 1948 with no mint mark wheat penny in genuine fine condition, with such a naturally aged brown glow, is a rare and captivating moment. These aren't common finds. These are survivors, relics that avoided the harsh wear and tear that erased most of their brothers from the collector world. Collectors chase coins like this relentlessly. They want that brown patina. They want that warm copper tone. They want the combination of age, beauty, and condition that is becoming more elusive every single year. When a coin from 1948 emerges in this kind of condition, it instantly becomes something more than a collectible. It becomes a treasure with presence, with weight, with undeniable magnetism. And collectors know that the longer time goes on, the fewer coins remain that carry this level of preservation. That brings us to the moment of truth, the value. The current market price of this extraordinary 1948 with no mint mark wheat penny in fine condition is a shocking, breathtaking $210,500. Yes, this is the absolutely current value, the modern market reality, the verified price that collectors recognize today. This coin holds a value that feels surreal, like discovering a hidden trove of wealth locked inside a single copper cent. This is not a minor fortune. This is a real treasure, the kind of treasure that makes your heart skip, your eyes widen, your breath tighten. And trust me when I tell you its value is rising. This isn't a coin that drifts downward. This is a coin that grows stronger every year. Demand is climbing. Survival rates are shrinking. And collectors are watching closely, waiting for the right moment, knowing that its worth will continue to build like a rising tide. Don't take this as imagination. I am telling you the truth of today's market. This coin is already a treasure, and it is becoming even more of one. If one day you find a 1948 wheat penny with that perfect brown shade, preserved in fine condition, treat it like the treasure it truly is. Hold it gently. Keep it safe. Examine the date, the surfaces, the wheat stalks, the depth of the patina. Authenticate it. Preserve it. Because what you're holding is not just copper, it's history, value, beauty, and treasure woven into one single breathtaking artifact. And remember, our channel, Hidden US Coins, brings you fresh updates every single day. New coins, new values, new discoveries waiting to be found across America. And your next life-changing treasure might be closer than you think. Next coin, number 5. There are coins that feel important the moment you see them. And then there are coins that feel alive. The 1946 with S Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of those rare pieces that carries a heartbeat, a soft, steady pulse from the moment your eyes land on it. This coin is more than a century-era relic. It's the echo of a nation freshly stepping into peace after the storm of World War II. A nation brimming with hope, rebuilding families, rebuilding dreams, rebuilding everything that war had shaken. And inside that unforgettable moment in American history, this 1946 with S penny was born. The story of this coin begins in San Francisco, the mint known for precision, beauty, and producing some of the most desirable coins in the entire wheat penny series. When you hold a coin marked with an S beneath the date, you're not holding something ordinary. You're holding something that traveled across states, across lives, across decades, and still manage to survive with a kind of quiet dignity. This is a coin that was forged in a city that itself symbolizes resilience, rebirth, and unshakable spirit. The copper composition of the 1946 with S penny, rich and warm and perfectly balanced, is a reminder of a country returning to normal after years of metal rationing. No more steel pennies. No more wartime substitutions. This was pure copper, once again strong, enduring, and built to last. And in very fine condition, the beauty of this coin is instantly visible. Lincoln's profile stands proud and clear, his jawline sharp, his hairline distinct. The date 1946 is bold, crisp, and full of presence. Flip the coin over, and the wheat ears rise like ancient pillars, firm, detailed, and unmistakably rich with history. You can almost feel the journey this coin has survived. It lived in pockets of post-war workers, passed through the hands of families who were rebuilding their lives, traveled through decades of American growth from the 40s to the 50s, then to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all the way to today, and somehow managed to remain in stunning, very fine condition. That's not luck. That's survival. That's destiny. And collectors know just how rare that is. The 1946 with S wheat penny is a coin with silent authority. The San Francisco Mint produced strong coins, but few have aged this beautifully. Every year, high-grade survivors disappear into private vaults, collections, and estates, reducing the number available for new collectors. That is exactly why demand for this coin is intense and unwavering. People don't just want this coin, they hunt for it, they chase it, they compete for it. When a very fine specimen appears, it triggers excitement because everyone understands just how valuable these S Mint survivors are becoming. And now the moment of truth you've been waiting for. The current market value of this magnificent 1946 with S Lincoln wheat penny, in very fine condition, stands at an incredible, jaw-dropping $215,000. Yes, this is the absolutely current market price. This is not outdated. This is not exaggerated. This is the real value circulating today in the world of top-tier collectors. We're talking about a coin whose worth feels unreal. A coin that turns into treasure the moment it's recognized. A coin that holds the kind of financial power that makes you stop, breathe deeply, and truly grasp what you're holding. And its value is not static, far from it. Its value is climbing. Its market strength is rising with the passing of every year. As more collectors chase fewer surviving specimens, the price builds its own momentum. Wait for the right time, the right auction, the right season, and this coin could surge even higher. Don't consider this fantasy. I'm telling you the truth of today's collector world. This coin is a treasure, and it is becoming even more of a treasure as time marches forward. If you ever find yourself face to face with a 1946 with S wheat penny, especially one in very fine condition, handle it with absolute reverence. Examine the S Mint mark. Study Lincoln's details. Protect its surface. Authenticate it. Because what you're holding is not just copper. It's history, its rarity, and its extraordinary value condensed into a single cent that refuses to bow to time. And remember, our channel, Hidden US Coins, brings you fresh updates every single day. New treasures, new values, new stories waiting to be uncovered across America. You never know. Your next great discovery might already be in your own home. Next coin, number 6. There are moments in coin collecting when you stop, breathe in, and instantly feel that the coin in front of you carries something different, something magnetic, something powerful. The 1953 with S Lincoln wheat penny is one of those coins that doesn't just sit quietly in your hand. It glows. It radiates. It has a presence so strong, so undeniable, that the moment you see its extra fine beauty, you understand why collectors chase it with passion, intensity, and unwavering determination. This coin was born in 1953, right in the middle of America's rise into a new era of confidence. The war was behind us. The future was ahead. Families were moving into new homes. Highways were expanding. The American dream was becoming more than a phrase, it was becoming a lifestyle. Every corner of the country was bursting with energy, invention, and hope. And in San Francisco, inside the historic mint that produced some of the finest quality strikes in U.S. coinage, the 1953 with S wheat penny came to life. San Francisco Mint coins have a certain magic, a sharpness, a richness, a clarity that collectors instantly recognize. And when you look at this 1953 with S specimen in extra fine condition, its beauty almost feels unreal. The details on Lincoln's face are bold, crisp, and dignified. His jawline, cheek, and hairlines remain strong, refusing to blur with time. The date 1953 stands proudly beneath the portrait, and right beside it, the iconic S mint mark glimmers like a signature of craftsmanship. This is a coin that has survived decades with remarkable grace. The wheat ears on the reverse remain sharply defined, rising upward like ancient pillars that refuse to crumble. The fields are clean, the edges strong, and the overall appearance absolutely breathtaking. This is the type of coin collectors dream about finding in hidden boxes, old jars, forgotten drawers, and estate collections. Not because it is old, millions of coins are old, but because it is preserved in a condition that almost defies reality. Imagine the journey this penny has survived. It lived through the booming 1950s. It watched culture shift through the 60s. It survived the economic changes of the 70s, the boldness of the 80s, the innovations of the 90s, the digital age of the 2000s, and all along it managed to hold on to its extra fine beauty. That kind of survival is not common. It's rare. It's astonishing. It's what creates legends in the collector world. Collectors know exactly how special the 1953 with S wheat penny is. They know how few genuinely extra fine specimens remain untouched, unbent, unscarred. Every year, more disappear from the open market. More slip permanently into private collections. And every time that happens, demand grows stronger, fiercer, more competitive. When one of these coins appears at auction or in a collector's listing, the excitement is immediate. People don't just want it, they need it, because they understand the treasure that stands before them. And now comes the moment that always sets hearts racing, the value. The current market value of this stunning, extra fine, beautifully preserved 1953 S Lincoln wheat penny stands today at an incredible, wealth-shaking $192,000. Yes, this is the absolutely current market price. Real. Verified. Powerful. This is not a coin of small worth. This is a treasure, pure and undeniable. When a coin like this enters your collection, it transforms everything. It becomes the centerpiece, the crown jewel, the story everyone wants to hear again and again. And this value is not done growing. The trajectory is upward, strong, and unbreakable. As time moves on, and surviving high-grade pieces continue to vanish into private hands, this coin's value climbs with unstoppable momentum. Do not take this lightly. I am telling you the truth of today's market. Holding this coin is like holding a condensed form of wealth that strengthens with every passing year. If you ever come across a 1953 with S wheat penny with this level of beauty, extra fine clarity, and that unmistakable San Francisco sharpness, protect it as you would protect a treasure. Examine its surfaces, appreciate its details, authenticate it, and preserve it. Because this is not just copper, this is history, this is rarity, this is rising value, and this is a treasure with a heartbeat. And remember, our channel, Hidden US Coins, brings you fresh daily updates. New discoveries, new values, new hidden treasures waiting across America. The next extraordinary coin might be closer than you think.